Chapter 11. The Final Confrontation. The duo looked left and right, up and down the fairgrounds for their number one criminal. Double O Slutty was still coughing and rubbing his neck. Without noticing, they found their way to the rides. They parked the car right at the entrance. The spies continued to look and soon heard the sound of a woman screaming. Bond and Double O Slutty headed towards the center of the rides to the giant slide. There, they saw the Phantom holding a woman out of the window at the top.
Gentlemen, so you finally caught up with me. My series of living nightmares, as you called it, 007, when you were in the toboggan accident, have come to an end. So what are you waiting for? Come and get me. However, I must warn you, if you two dare to come up and lock me away, this poor soul will plummet to her death.
Bond and Double O Slutty had serious and furious faces on.
It's the classic decision. Do you arrest the villain or save a life? However, the two of you being yourselves, you could just shoot and kill me. Your move. It's all I ask of you.
Just then, Bond and Double O Slutty moved. Double O Slutty headed up to the top of the slide. Just as the Phantom had said, the woman was dropped. She fell and fell. Below, Bond took his coat off and zipped the zipper to the top, causing a switch to be activated and inflate the coat. Soon the coat was a form of air mattress. Meanwhile, Double O Slutty was reaching the top until he was hit in the head by an arm. An arm that came from Alice.
"Don't make me hurt you, Daniel."
"The same goes for you, my dear. Just because I was a double agent for the Phantom and was only at MI6 to get intel on you, doesn't mean that night I spent with James meant nothing for me." "Oh, spare me, please." Right before the villain was about to slide away, Double O Slutty shot his zipline once again and wrapped one of the Phantom's wrists around the handlebar. Alice then disappeared with another cloud of smoke. "Give it up, Damien." The Phantom turned his head around slowly. "That's right. I knew it was you. Why, you might be wondering? This is because who would else mimic the heights trick of the perfectionist but his worthy assistant? Also, come now, to why we didn't notice it before, but I can only imagine that Alice was an assistant for the special effects. That explains the cloud of smoke disappearing trick." Double O Slutty then went over to him and pushed back his hood. It was indeed Paul Marcus Damien, the right-hand man for Donald Smithworks, the crazed showman who tried to assassinate James Bond just a year ago. The perfectionist. "And don't bother with that meddling tricks type of excuse. It won't work." Double O Slutty took out his Walther and picked up Damien. "Put your hands behind your back." They started heading down. On the ground, Bond was making sure that the victim was not hurt who had collapsed into his jacket.
"Are you all right, miss?"
"Yes, Mr. Bond, I am quite fine. You, on the other hand." The victim, a woman, swung her fist at Bond and attempted to push him to the ground.
"Alice, enough! I don't know how you got down here, but I thought you were up there. Which only means one thing."
Bond pushed back and grabbed his Walther, and then Alice collapsed to the ground, holding her foot. Bond looked at her with a surprised look. "Gives meaning to her last name being Achilles, wouldn't you agree, Mr. Bond? You're probably wondering why I know your name. I got Miss Moneypenny's message from you stating that you did not, or didn't desire any more help, so I left voluntarily. Agent 57 at your service. I figured the appearance would be enough to convince you." This was all said by a woman approaching Bond and Alice.
"Perhaps we'll find out later if this appearance is okay. Thank you for the help. Next time, just be sure to leave it to us professionals."
"Oh, I don't think that's how you would treat Miss Serena now, would you?" Just then, Double O Slutty exited the slide entrance with Damien. Bond noticed and got up and faced Damien.
"Been looking for you."
The four walked off back to the Aston Martin. Bond pressed another button on the car keys, causing the car doors to open, and the spies threw Damien into the back seat, along with Alice. Double O Slutty then activated two metal grates that came down behind the windows to the back seat, and they all drove off.